everyone, and welcome to this PIR Live Event. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Anne, and I'm the Communications Coordinator at Partners in Research, and obviously I'll be your host today. It's my great pleasure to introduce our guest expert today, Dr. Steve Liang, who is an Alberta Innovates Technology Futures I-Core Chair in the Open Sensor Web, and a researcher at the University of Calgary in the field of geomatics engineering. So thank you so much once again for joining us today, Dr. Liang. We also have a class, or three classes, from David Suzuki Secondary School in Brampton, Ontario, joining us. We have an Earth and Space Science class, a Physics class, and a Chemistry class. So hello, everyone. You can give a wave. Welcome. Hi. Awesome. All right. I'd also like to welcome all the classes who are watching the live stream of this video conference. They'll be tweeting in their questions using the hashtag AskPIR, and it's ask and then capital P, capital I, capital R. So I wanted to remind those who are tweeting, if you have space in your tweet, to include your name and school or your city, just so we can give you a shout out if we ask your question. So to kick things off today, Dr. Liang, perhaps you can start by telling us a little bit more about your research and maybe start by introducing us to what geomatics is.
Okay, thank you very much. So maybe I will do a survey first, yeah? At least for whoever I can see now. So how many of you have heard geomatics engineering? Raise your hand. How many of you haven't heard before? Raise your hand. Good, good. Because I don't blame you, because geomatics is very new. And it's a future. So actually, I'm excited today I have the opportunity to share geomatics with you. So geomatics is, sounds like geo and matics. So it's like geospatial and some math. But actually, there are also some physics, okay? It's the engineering and science about location. So you know location, right? So location information, you are using location information everywhere, all the time today. For example, whenever you have a phone, you open your phone and then phone knows its location, yeah? And then when you open the Google map and try to find a map from a route to your favorite bookstore, and then that's location. And then, so it's a engineering about location. And a little bit more academic, it's engineering about how to get location, how to analyze location, how to store location in your computers, such as iPhone or computer, and how to display location information. And then at the end, how you perceive the location information. Yeah, using Google Glass, using your smartwatch, or using your computer. Okay. So in summary, it's engineering about location. That's geomatics.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for that introduction. Let's get right to some questions from students. Why don't we start with a student at David Suzuki? Is there someone there who has a question to start?
Yes, there is. Just 30 seconds.
Don't be shy.
Okay,
Hi.
What kind of instruments do you use to find location?
Can someone repeat the question?
What kind of instruments do you use to find the location?
Excellent question. So the reason geomatics is new is because until recently, we have the technology to acquire location. Okay? In the past, there were technology. Actually, geomatics has been there for, 2,000 years, how to do the land survey. But recently, we have the new technology to get location. Anybody want to guess what's the new one? GPS, for example? Yeah, Global Positioning System. Actually, we call it a GNSS because there's not only one GPS system out there. There are 4 to 5. So India has one, China has one, European has one called Galileo, but recently had troubles because they shoot the satellite up but missed the point, so they are gone. And then US has GPS. So that's GPS satellite. So how to get location from location satellite. But you can also get location information from what? Like for example, Google Street View car. Have you seen those Google Street View cars? They have cameras on top of it, driving around, and then you can get the location data automatically. UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, or even your phone. Okay, your phone actually has many location sensors in it. So actually, I have colleagues doing research. So how to get accurate location through your phone. For example, right now when you are in shopping mall and GPS doesn't work, yeah. So I have colleagues working on how to get accurate location through using the inertial sensor from your cell phone, for example. And there's other techniques as well, laser scanning. So I have colleagues doing laser scanning. So it's called LiDAR system. So allow you to scan the 3D. Then we try to develop algorithm how to extract the 3D information automatically from the laser scanning data. So it's a very exciting area. I'll give you one example. Google recently has some system called Tango, and it's a tablet and a smartphone. And that tablet and smartphone built in a laser scanning system. So you can scan your surrounding area and the phone will let you know, okay, the geospatial location. For example, how big is your door, or you want to scan your puppy and it tells you, okay, what's the size of your puppy in real time. And these all are like geospatial location, right? About volume, about the coordinates. Yeah. And that's something interesting. And the other thing, sorry, I'm excited about this, yeah? How many of you shopping? You shop. All girls, raise your hand. Okay, you shop. Yes. And you know, Apple is putting iBeacons in the stores right now. Yeah. So iBeacon, which is like small beacons everywhere, and those beacons know the location of the itself. So in the future, when you go shopping mall, maybe next year, right, and then your cell phone will be very busy because you'll pop up. Oh, I know you are nearby Lululemon, right? And then today we have a special sale just for you. And if you can come to Lululemon in 5 minutes, and then I'll give you this 60% discount, something like that. And how do they know? Because they have technology to know your location. Yeah. And of course, there are more things behind it. You need to have the database to manage the location, to deliver the location, and have the sensor to get the location. So, and altogether, actually, it's geomatics engineering. We focus on the location. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Lots of practical applications for geomatics. That's awesome. So Twitter's pretty quiet right now, so why don't we stay with the students at David Suzuki Secondary School? Can we go to another question there?
I have an interest in meteorology, and I was wondering how geomatics could apply to the science of meteorology.
Great question. Very timely. Actually, this week, I'm organizing an international conference at the University of Calgary. And it's about geospatial standards. And guess what? One of the participants is from the UK Met Office. Yeah, the weather office in UK. And then we have other guys from the France, the Met Office France as well. Of course, Canadians and US NOAA as well. Okay, these are the big major weather offices. So think about it. When you get weather data, if you don't have the location of the data you get, is it useful? 15 degrees Celsius without knowing the location, kind of not very useful, right? Yeah. So actually, weather data actually is in nature, it's geospatial and temporal. Make sense? No location, no time, it's useless. So that's why actually we have a lot of weather people, that's how I call them, weather guys in our community. And I can share something very exciting with you. I'm talking with these guys. My research is about Internet of Things. So basically, is everything will connect to Internet very soon. Okay. So we are discussing a vision. So the UK Met Office, they have this vision. They want to make $1 weather stations. Like a weather station costs $1. Yeah, not 1 cent more. And think about it. If you have this such low cost weather stations everywhere, and then you can really know the microclimate of the world, and especially in the developing countries. Yeah, and as a start, we are looking into install the low cost weather sensors on every light post in UK. Think about it. Do you
Wow,
think that's
yeah.
amazing? That's amazing. And after we have the experiment, and then right now still a vision, but we are working on how to solve the problems and make the technology enable us to get there. And soon we'll do this weather stations, in developing countries and really change the world.
Yeah. So
You don't.
by installing, sorry, continue.
Oh no, I'm just making a joke. I mean, you guys don't see excitement. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is exciting. Going back to the sensors on every light post, would that just be to ensure more accurate weather readings, or like why have it on every light post?
Great question. Actually, it won't be more accurate because the low-cost sensors, they are not accurate. But it's about resolution.
Okay.
We can really know the micro scale. Yeah? And
Okay.
good question is, why do we need to know? Think about it. If in the future, if let's say we want to harness the wind power of everywhere, and right now they have no idea what's the wind power potential of the world. They only have technology to know, okay, this mountain on the ridge that has good wind power potential. But actually, maybe in your backyard from 2 to 4 o'clock, it's perfect for wind power, right? And then, so with this kind of microclimate sensors, you can really harness and to get a lot of insights about your surrounding environment. And
Yeah.
the other example, for example, let's say I have asthma, okay? And then if, I can get a map of the real-time air quality, very, very detailed air quality in Calgary. I can ask the computer, show me the route, so I don't need to use my inhaler. Yeah?
Mm.
Because if you have air quality in real time, I like, okay, show me the route which is most healthy. Yeah? Good for my body.
That's amazing. Yeah. That sounds really cool. Let's go to another question from David Suzuki. You guys are having lots of opportunities for questions here. Is there someone else?
Yes, there is.
Great.
Is there any way you guys manage how this is like controlled so nothing there isn't any inappropriate use to the technology?
Great question. Yes, it sounds very scary, right? Like Big Brother issues. So actually, you know what? I want to share with you is, you know what? This is the future. You cannot get away from it, right? All your emails has been scanned by Google. Everything, your digital trail has been scanned. So doesn't mean we don't have a way to protect ourselves. So I really want to encourage you. This is the future. If you are scared, you know what? Understand it and try to find the ways to protect and make the technology better, make the policy better, so that people will be protected. And I can let you know the techniques, how to protect the privacy, uncertainty, so on and so forth. But maybe it's too complicated. And but first thing I want to let you know is, you know what? This is scary. Don't get away from it. Understand it. Okay. And the other thing is a little bit techy. Okay. The answer is, if you want to protect privacy, the solution is decentralization. It's a little bit too professor-ish, yeah. So, but that's a big principle. If you decentralize, so that means there's no big brother knows everything. Yeah, you decentralize, so your information is distributed everywhere, and your privacy will be protected. Does it make sense? That's very high level. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, related to that, I have a question sort of maybe about the scarier side of geomatics. And I only know about this from when we spoke earlier in the summer, but I was wondering if you could talk a bit more about dark data. Some of the students might not have heard of dark data. I find that to be an interesting concept, the possibilities that are out there for collecting data.
Okay, thank you. So, this is the idea, yeah. So dark data, the concept means at this moment, while you are sitting there, either you volunteer or you're forced. Okay, it's fine. There are some data we can collect and we can get some insight, but we are not collecting. We call it dark data. Okay, I can give you some examples. For example, I use some example I just learned recently. You know, Japan has a lot of earthquakes. Yeah, so they really want to learn how to mitigate earthquake. So in the past is, okay, how I build the road, how I build this infrastructure, like typical civil engineering approach. But right now, what they try to do is they try to so look at, okay, what kind of data we can get. So we can try to know the pattern. So when earthquake happen, we can evacuate in a better way. So they talk to the cell phone company, okay, and to get the trajectory of every cell phone during the earthquake in the past. And they do analysis and found, okay, when the major earthquake happened, they found, people like evacuate by themselves in this pattern. Okay, so people don't drive and they don't take trains, and they walk, something like that. I don't know details, but by looking this data, they could have collected, but if they didn't in the past, right now they are doing it, they can really, for example, say, so our assumption was wrong. Okay, we shouldn't build more roads. We should build more safer trains, because that's what people use when there is a big disaster. So there are many, many examples. So I encourage you to think about it. What kind of data you can correct? So, no, not correct, collect. So in your surrounding area, so that you can make innovative applications. Yeah, sorry, I'm talkative. Sorry, I'm professor. Yeah? My student did a demo during the conference. We make a light. We have a light, right? It's a Wi-Fi connected light. Yeah, I think everybody should have one. Yeah, and then so you can use your cell phone to turn on the light. Cool. And then we have the other passive infrared sensor to detect traffic. Okay, how many people passing by? And we connect these two, one light and a sensor. So when there are more people passing by, the light get more excited. Yeah, so turn red. So it's very interesting. I see my friends, they just, play around with the light. The light is like a living light. So we can play with it and really like try to excite the light. Anyways, it's just an example. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. All right. So actually, we just had a question here submitted on Twitter. So I'll go to that while we wait for them to return.
Sure.
You sort of spoke about this in your introduction, but what future technologies will geomatics bring about? Like, how do you think geomatics could really change the world?
Should I answer it after you're back, or I can do it now?
Yep, we'll just continue for the classes who are watching the live stream. Yeah.
So can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Sure. What future technologies will geomatics bring about, and how might it change the world?
Geomatics is about location. And then in a very high level, principle is the more we know the location data, and we can really optimize our activities, make things more efficient and work. Okay, this is very high level idea. Okay, hi.
Welcome back.
I'm
Sorry about
answering
that.
question.
Yeah,
Okay, so the question is how. Okay, I forgot the question again. Sorry.
that's okay. We just had a question submitted on Twitter, so we went to that. The question was, what future technologies will geomatics bring about?
So actually, the idea is right now we see more and more technologies allow us to know more about our locations. Yeah. And the more we know about location data, including your location or the road network location, the trail location, the light location, everything location, with that, we can make this world more efficient. Does it make sense? The more data you know, and then you can optimize it, okay?
Yeah.
And then you can really change the world. For example, I'm working with some group in Africa. They are doing some sensors, and then you can hook up to your cell phone and know the soil moisture. Okay, so the more you know the location and then the soil moisture, and we can know where to plan the infrastructure. So this is really geomatics technology about, is by knowing better about the location of your surrounding area. Okay, and we can make a lot of innovative applications, water, food safety, many things. And actually, in October, I'm giving a presentation in United Nations. United Nations has something called UUGNIM. So it's about geospatial data. And the whole thing is talk about how can we use a better geospatial data and make the world a better place, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Lots of possibilities. So thanks for coming back to us. Let's go to that question in the red sweatshirt there. Hi.
So my question was, well, on that note of future technologies, is there like speculation of how geomatics can be used illegally or inappropriately, or is there like actual fears of it being used badly?
It's a good question. And actually, I can raise this question about actually any technology can be used badly. Does it make sense? A car. I think you can find a way to use your car for very, very bad, application. Yeah? And then, so actually, I don't have the answer for you. The answer is the same, which is because, we need smart students like you to understand it, promote it, and transform the future policy so that to prevent people use it in bad ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are scared of it, understand it. Yeah. And this apply to many, many things, right? Genetic modified food, right? Um, genetic engineering, sequencing, DNA sequencing. I mean, yeah. So actually, the other thing is if you choose engineering in the future, in our engineering education, a big part is ethic. So we'll teach you, okay, if you are the builder of the world, engineers are builders of the world. I like that we are the magician of the world, yeah, but builder of the world. And we really want our students to know, okay, how to use your skill on good stuffs, but not bad application. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good advice. I mean, learn as much as you can, and then because with new technologies, there's often if we don't know about them, they seem scary, or we don't know how they could be used. So by understanding them, we can, control how they're used and understand them better.
And actually, one note is if you're understanding them, actually, they are not complicated. They're pretty easy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. I thought I saw a hand up there at David Suzuki. Yeah.
Yeah, so if one were to study geomatics, like what would the career options be?
Oh, good question. So career option. So first is from my own university, yeah. From the department of our students, the students from my department actually work everywhere because many major companies they need geomatics engineer, okay, like oil and gas companies and like software companies, yeah. And then so basically is you have choices to work in many different disciplines because this is an enabling technology used by many places. But the major ones, okay, first one is government. Guess what? Government needs a lot of geomatics engineers. And we have a lot of students, they open their own firm. Okay, in Alberta, they are quite popular. Yeah, because the oil and gas field. And in my department, particularly, we have a lot of students doing more high-tech stuff. So there are companies from Silicon Valley to recruit students from my department. And we have students working in the major technology firm. I have a student working in Amazon. You like Amazon doing geomatics? So yes. Okay, Google, Microsoft. Actually, I had the opportunity to work in Microsoft, but I rejected. And yeah, yeah. You guys are not interested? Why? And then yeah, you name it. Nokia. Actually, oh, by the way, I think from 2005 to 2008, Microsoft was the largest geomatics company in the world. They have more than 1,000 people in Denver and try to collect the location information of the world. Yeah, it was interesting. And Google is a major one as well. And who knows, right? But if you look at Microsoft's virtual Earth or their beam maps, right, you kind of have a clue, right? They map the world. Nokia, actually, Nokia is interesting. So what does Nokia do? Anybody know? What?
Cell phones.
Not anymore. They don't do cell phone anymore. They sold their cell phone unit because they're losing a lot of money from their cell phone unit. Okay, so sold it to Microsoft. So do you know what does Nokia do right now? Nokia right now is the largest mapping company in the world. So they changed their name to HERE, HERE. So they say Facebook is the company of who? Make sense? Who are you? That's Facebook. Okay? Google is the company of what? You search for what? And they said Nokia right now is the company of where?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how they survive. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the time we have today. It's already 1:30. I'd like to thank you again, Dr. Liang, for joining us today to share a little bit more about what geomatics is and the cutting edge research that's being done there. Also, thank you to all the students at David Suzuki Secondary School for joining us live and asking all the questions. It was great to have you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. And thanks to everyone who was watching the live stream as well.
Okay, good luck to your study. Behave. Do good things. Okay, bye.
All right, bye now.